My name is Kevin Prothero from Boomer's Workshop, and this is the How to Set Up Sanctuary Saga tutorial. And in this game, we're going to assume that I am setting up a 3-player game for the Chapter 1 narrative deck. So the first thing we're going to do, whoever the host is, needs to come in, and whatever chapters you're not using, just go ahead and select and delete those. We'll give the generic narrative deck a shuffle or two, and just take the chapter divider card off of the top here, flip it over. Go ahead and read out the narrative to the players so they know what's going on with the story, and then put a number of time counters on this card equal to the city building here as just a reminder of how many city building phases there are. And the chapter decks are 3 different tiers. The tier is here at the bottom of the narrative card in lower right, and the third tier is on the bottom of the deck. Tier 2 is in the middle and Tier 1 is on top, so there are 10 on each tier, so we will press on mouse over and 10 to just draw the 10 Tier 3s. And then you add a number of generic cards equal to the number of players in the game. So again, we're doing a 3-player game, so we'll go ahead and on mouse over press 3 to draw 3 of those into our hand. And then we'll go ahead, select all of them, G to group up. Long mouse click to grab them, flip them over with F, and then give them a shuffle or two. I'm paranoid, so I always do more than one. And then that makes up the bottom third of our narrative deck. So we'll go ahead and drop that on over here. Same thing with the tier 2s. On mouse over, press 10. On mouse over, press 3 for the generic narrative cards. We will select all of these, press G to group up. Long mouse click, F to flip. And then R to shuffle, and we drop that on top of our bottom third, and that is the 2/3 bottom of our deck. So we'll go ahead and do that again with our top tier, or tier 1 in the deck. Sing Song and Dance, group. Give it a nice couple of shuffles there, and then that is our chapter deck for the narrative. We no longer need the generic narrative deck, so we'll go ahead and delete those. And then the last thing to do is to set up for the players. So each player will need to pick their guild and the 2 professions that guild will bring into this game to form the tavern of purchasable profession cards for the guilds. So we'll go ahead and kind of clean this up a little bit just to make it a little more even, and then shuffle the citizen deck and flip the top 3, and those are the professions that start in the city center where players can purchase generic citizen cards. And then each player will need to claim their guild hall and a starter deck. And as the players play through the campaign and they have investments to spend, that's what these piles are for, or they can grab the consumables directly from the appropriate bag. So once each player has claimed a starter deck, modified that starter deck however they need, with investments, you can just go ahead and delete the rest of these so that you don't need to use them. So as always, if any of the setup process was confusing for you, here in the rulebook on page 3, we have a pretty handy table of contents that's pretty comprehensive, so you can have any of your questions answered there. That should get you everything you need to start the game. If any of the players are unfamiliar, don't remember, or have never played Sanctuary Saga, there's a how to play video linked in this video's description. As always, once you have played, feel free to leave any questions or feedback you have on the game in our Discord server, also linked below, and don't forget to like, subscribe. Thank you, and we hope that you enjoy your time.